Have you ever felt like you're in a battle, but the enemy is you? That the one person holding you back, the one person who whispers doubts in your ear and tells you to just give up, is the person you see in the mirror. If you've ever felt that, then what you're about to hear might just change everything. You see, we're all playing this incredible, complicated, beautiful game called life. But here is the secret not many people tell you. Your main opponent, Usan T, your boss. It isn't your competition. It isn't the people who leave nasty comments online. No, your toughest opponent, the one you've got to learn to outsmart every single day, is your own mind. Honestly, think about it. If you could master that inner voice, that tricky, clever entity that's always trying to wrong-foot you, then there's genuinely nothing and no one on this planet that can stop you from achieving what you were born to do. We've all been there, haven't we? You know, you need to get up and go for that run. And suddenly your mind pops up with a dozen reasons why the duvet is a much better option. Ah, it looks a bit gray out, it'll say. You didn't sleep that well. Best to rest up. You can always go tomorrow. As a master of excuses, you sit down to study, determined to get it done. And that same voice pipes up. I wonder what's happening online. A quick 5-minute check won't hurt, will it? It knows all your weaknesses. It knows precisely how to distract you, how to pull you away from what you're meant to be doing. Whether it's with social media, gossip, or just a sudden urge to go and watch the birds out the window. Anything but the task at hand. The mind simply doesn't want you to win, and the biggest, most common battle happens before the day has even properly begun. How many of us have wanted to wake up early to seize the day? You set your alarm with the best of intentions, feeling motivated and ready for a fresh start. Then, the moment arrives. The alarm goes off. And what does your mind do? It throws its first killer move. That little voice whispers, "Go on, just hit the snooze button. Just 5 more minutes. You deserve it." The second you hit that snooze button, you've lost the first battle of the day. You've been clean bowled before you've even faced a proper ball. And look, I want you to really hear this, because it could honestly change the direction of your entire life. When you hit snooze, you're not just getting 5 more minutes of rubbish sleep. You are making a decision. You are telling yourself that your mind's weak suggestion is more important than the powerful intention you set the night before. You are starting your day with an act of surrender. And while a few extra minutes in bed seems harmless, it's not about the sleep. It's about the mindset. You're building a habit of giving in. You're teaching yourself that when things get a tiny bit uncomfortable, you'll take the easy way out. And that single decision, that one little tap of a button, doesn't just stay in the bedroom. It follows you. It shows up when you're redeciding whether to finish that project or watch another episode on Netflix. It shows up when you choose between eating healthy or ordering a takeaway. It shows up in every single area of your life, creating a pattern of giving in whenever your mind demands it. Now, once you're out in the world, the game changes. You've got other players to deal with. In sport, there's a tactic called sledging, where the opposition will whisper insults, trying to get in your head and make you lose focus. Life is exactly the same. There will always be people trying to sledge you. People who will criticize you, doubt you, gossip about you, or try to pull you down. They'll do it to your face, and they'll do it behind your back. You absolutely cannot stop someone from doing that. It's completely out of your control, just like you can't control the weather or what questions will be on an exam paper. People and situations are often just totally out of our hands. The real question is, when that happens, what do you do? Do you lose your cool? Do you get rattled and start firing back? Think of it like this. Are you a can of fizzy pop or a bottle of still water? If you shake up a can of pop, the moment it's opened, it explodes everywhere. It's a messy, chaotic reaction. But if you shake a bottle of water, nothing happens. It stays calm. It stays cool. Inside, the water might be moving, but on the outside, it's stable. It's in control. In our lives, we are constantly being shaken. A nasty email, a rude comment, a project that goes wrong. These are the stimuli, But between that shake-up and how we react, there is a tiny space. And in that space lies our power. It's our power to choose. We can choose to be the fizzy drink and explode, or we can choose to be the water and respond with calm. Greatness isn't something you're born with. It's forged in those little moments of choice. But making that choice isn't easy, is it? It sounds great in theory, but when you're in the moment, it's hard not to fizz up. To be that bottle of water, you need to be strong on the inside. You need a foundation, a set of principles that keeps you grounded when the world tries to shake you. And what's the biggest thing that makes us fizz up? It's that tiny one-letter word. I. It's the most selfish word in the English language. Everything in our modern world seems to revolve around it. My phone, my playlist, my feed, it's all about me. Me. And what does I really stand for? It stands for expectations. I expect to be treated this way. I expect to be loved that way. I expect people to agree with my opinions. I expect life to give me exactly what I want. We live in a world of sky-high expectations, where everything has to revolve around our likes, our dislikes, our desires. But living a life that's all about I is a recipe for misery. Because the truth is, other people don't exist purely to fulfill your expectations. Life isn't designed to cater to your every whim. The more you focus on what you want, what you think you deserve, the more frustrated you will become. The journey to a truly happy life begins when you shift your focus from that word, I. First, by being realistic. Understand that people will let you down, and things won't always go your way. That's just life. But more importantly, you avoid the trap of I by learning to serve others. Think about it. When you demand to be served, you're dependent on others, and they might not deliver. But when you choose to serve others, who can stop you? When you demand respect, you might not get it. But when you choose to give respect, what's to prevent you? When you demand love, you'll often feel empty. But when you decide to give love, you have an infinite supply. The moment you start your journey away from I, you stop being a beggar, hoping the world will give you scraps, and you become a king, able to give freely. The less you want for yourself, the happier you'll be. The more you want to give, the more fulfilled you will become. Of course, on this journey of giving and growing, you are going to fail. You're going to get knocked down. That's not a possibility. It's a guarantee. And when that happens, you need to remember the giraffe. When a baby giraffe is born, it falls from a great height, tumbling straight down to the hard ground. As the poor little thing is trying to figure out what's just happened, its mother walks over, positions herself right above it, and gives it a massive, hard kick. The baby is stunned. It's just entered the world, and this is the welcome it gets. As it lies there in a daze, the mother gives it a second, even harder kick. At that moment, the baby giraffe understands. It has to get up, so it starts to scramble, trying to get its wobbly, clumsy legs underneath it. It stumbles, it falls, but it keeps trying. Just as it's about to give up, the mother kicks it one more time, and finally, the baby gets to its feet and starts to run. Only then does the mother giraffe go over and nuzzle her baby, kissing it and comforting it. It sounds cruel, doesn't it? But there's a profound reason for it. The plains are filled with predators like lions and hyenas, and a newborn giraffe is an easy meal. The mother knows she can't be there to protect it every second. She has to teach it the most important lesson of its life from the very first moment. When you get knocked down, you must get back up. Immediately. Life will kick you, just like the mother giraffe. When you fail, you must get up. You will fail again, and you must get up again. You don't just go through life, you have to grow through it. But even when we're standing, our minds can still play tricks on us. Isn't it funny how when you get a tiny bit of food stuck in one tooth, your tongue will go to that spot again, and again, and again. It's obsessed. There are 31 other perfectly good teeth it could be paying attention to, but it only focuses on the one with the problem. Our minds are exactly the same. We can have dozens of amazing things happening in our lives, in our relationships, our careers, our health. But if there's one problem, one issue that's stuck, our mind will go there and stay there. It gets bogged down in the negativity, completely ignoring all the brilliant things that are going right. Of course, you have to deal with the problem, you have to get the food out of your tooth. But don't let it consume you. We have to train ourselves to focus on the positive, to appreciate the good that is already there, while we work on solving the negative. This all comes down to one crucial thing: balance. An unbalanced life makes us irritable and stressed. Imagine your life is a car. To drive smoothly, you need 4 perfectly balanced, properly inflated tires. The first tire is your personal life. This is you. Your health, your mind, your hobbies, the things you love to do just for the sake of doing them. So often, we get trapped in a life of have to. I have to go to work. I have to pay the bills. I have to go to that social event. We're so busy with our obligations that the love to get squeezed out. We forget ourselves. We don't have time to just be, to take a walk, to breathe deeply, to just unwind. That first tire is often completely flat. The second tire is your family life, your partner, your children, your parents. These relationships demand attention and energy. Before you get married, they call it having a crush. After years of marriage, with all the pressures and headaches, the only crush left is the game you play on your phone. Relationships take work. They need time. The third tire is your professional life, your career, your studies, your business. This also needs your focus and dedication. And the fourth tire is your social life, your friends, your colleagues, the people you can open up to and share things with that you might not even tell your family. We all need that support network. People who can help us carry the baggage of stress and anxiety that we all lug around. Now, if any one of those tires is flat, the whole car is out of balance. If you haven't slept properly, if your health is suffering, you're going to snap at your family. If you're having problems at home, you'll carry that pressure to work. Irritability is simply a symptom of an unbalanced life. When we're balanced, we can handle pressure. When we're not, the smallest thing will make us snap, and often, what throws us out of balance is fear. Believe it or not, I used to be terrified of speaking to a camera. It's just a machine, an electronic device. It can't laugh with you. It can't cry with you. There's no human connection, and speaking to it filled me with a genuine fear of failure. The fear of being judged by thousands of people online. But at some point, if your motive is to contribute and to serve, you have to face your fears. You have to deal with them. So one day, I just decided, that's it. I have to do this. And the first time I did it, believe me, it was awful. I was stiff, expressionless, totally wooden. But you have to start somewhere. The only way to deal with your fears is to face them head on. It all comes down to a simple, but powerful way of thinking. Ask yourself this: do you have a problem in your life? If the answer is no, then why worry? If the answer is yes, ask yourself a second question: can you do something about it? If the answer is yes, then why worry? Just do it. If the answer is no, then there is only one final question: why worry? Worrying achieves nothing. Think of our lives like a flight on an airplane. The takeoff, our birth, was completely beyond our control. We didn't choose our parents, our country, our looks. It was all decided for us. And the landing, our death, will also be completely beyond our control. We can wish for it to be a certain way, but ultimately, how and when it happens is not up to us. And what about the journey itself? It will be full of turbulence. Problems, challenges, and difficulties caused by people and situations that are, once again, completely beyond our control. The takeoff, the landing, and much of the turbulence are not in our hands. But the one thing that is in our control is how we act during the flight. The choices we make, that is where our true power lies. Spirituality, at its core, is simply about learning how to make the right choices. When we learn to make those choices, we can live a transformed, happy, and fulfilled life. Despite all the turbulence going on around us, being born a male or a female is a matter of birth. Becoming a man or a woman is a matter of age, but being a gentleman or a gentlewoman is a matter of choice. Let us learn to make the right choices and live our lives beautifully as our gift back to the universe. I remember once I was arriving at London Heathrow, and When I got to the immigration desk, the officer was an elderly man, and he looked at my robes and asked, "So, what are you here for?" I said, "To give some talks." He asked where I was staying and for how long. Then he leaned in and said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" I said, "Of course." He looked at me, dead serious, and said, "You're not married, are you?" I smiled and said, "No, sir. I'm a monk." He chuckled and said, "Just checking." Then he leaned in again. "Another question. Then, are you not missing out on anything in life?" He thought he had me. A thought, AD, found the one question that would stump a monk. So I looked right back at him and said, "Yes, I'm missing out on a lot of things." He looked intrigued. "What?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Problems." He absolutely loved that answer. He burst out laughing, stamped my passport, and as I walked away, he put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Son, always stay like this." But as I walked through the gate, I turned back and said to him, "Sir, please don't think that just because I'm a monk, I'm free from problems. The truth is, everyone who lives in this world, this chaotic, high-pressure world, is subject to their own stresses. Whether you're a student worried about exams, a professional hitting deadlines, a parent dealing with family life, or even a monk in robes. We all have our own pressures. We all have our own worries and our own anxieties. The challenges are just different. I didn't give up a career as an engineer to escape problems. I just upgraded my career. I went from being an electrical engineer to a lifestyle engineer. Because engineering is all about finding solutions. And I believe that all of us, with our unique knowledge and skills, are here to offer solutions to the problems of life. Life is all about rhythm, isn't it? A smooth, constant rhythm, just like breathing. You can't just breathe in and hold it forever, can you? And you can't just breathe out and never take another breath. Life is a beautiful, smooth rhythm of taking and giving. You take in and you give out. And yes, you must take. You must learn. You must grow. You must grow. You must be successful. You must fill yourself up with hope, with love, with resources. Because if your own cup is empty, how can you give anything to anyone else? So earn well, be successful, but do it so that you can give. Give your time, give your knowledge, give your money, give hope, give love, give something. I remember a dear friend of mine was leaving his body. He was a monk with me for a while, then decided to get married. He'd just had a beautiful baby girl when his wife was diagnosed with melanoma cancer. He chose to spend his final days in the monastery, where he had spent so much of his life. As I rushed to his room, I remembered all our times together, and my eyes filled with tears, seeing my friend in so much pain. Yet, he had this incredible, beaming smile on his face. The pain hadn't touched his spirit. In that small room, there were nearly 500 people from our community, all there for him, and I realized what I was seeing in that room was true wealth. Here was a man who didn't have a fancy car or a big house. What he had was people. People who were there to support him financially, emotionally, and spiritually. He had invested his entire life in relationships, and now, in his greatest hour of need, they had all come to be with him. That, ladies and gentlemen, is true wealth. Wealth isn't just about money. Wealth is money plus people. Wealth is support. If you want to know how truly rich you are, wait until you are in trouble. Drop a tear, and then count how many hands come forward to wipe it away. That is your real net worth. We all need friends. We all need people who can support us. Your time is coming. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Don't just watch. Go out and prove them wrong. Thank you for being part of the journey. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.